It's a quiet Tuesday morning in Jupiter, Florida. The world's most famous golf course is empty, except for one figure on the driving range. But it's not Tiger Woods taking those perfect swings. It's his 15-year-old son, Charlie. Something is terribly wrong. The ball flies wild, way off target. Charlie throws his club down in frustration, and for the first time in his young life, he walks away from golf. What the cameras didn't show you that day was the conversation that happened next. What the media didn't report was the real reason. Behind Charlie Woods' shocking decision to step away from competitive golf, everyone assumed he'd be the next golf prodigy, the heir to the Woods dynasty. But the truth is far more heartbreaking and inspiring than anyone could have imagined. You see, when you're Charlie Woods, you don't just carry a golf bag, you carry the weight of an entire legacy. Every swing is compared to your father's. Tournament is a referendum on whether you're worthy of the Woods name. Every missed putt becomes headlines asking, is Charlie Woods good enough? But what if the question isn't about being good enough? What if it's about being brave enough too? Choose your own path? Today, I'm going to reveal the real story behind Charlie Woods' departure from competitive golf. The family conversations that were never meant to be public. The pressure that nearly broke a teenager. And the surprising reason why Tiger Woods, the man who never gives up, actually supported his son's decision to walk away from the sport that made their family famous. This isn't just a story about golf. This is a story about growing up in the spotlight, finding your own identity, having the courage to disappoint the entire world to save yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell because you won't want to miss what comes next. The story begins 3 years ago, when Charlie Woods was just 12 years old and the golf world was already calling him the next Tiger. But behind the scenes, something was eating away at this young boy's soul. The pressure wasn't just external, it was coming from within the Woods family itself. Tiger Woods had always been protective of his children, trying to shield them from the media circus that had defined his own childhood. But golf was different. Golf was in their blood. When Charlie picked up his first club at age 3, Tiger saw something special. The swing was natural, effortless, eerily similar to his own at that age. For a father who had dedicated his entire life to perfection on the golf course, seeing that talent in his son felt like destiny, but destiny, as Charlie would learn, can feel more like a prison than a gift. The turning point came during the 2023 PNC Championship. Charlie and Tiger were playing together, and the crowd was electric. Every shot Charlie made was met with thunderous applause. Social media exploded with comparisons. Golf analysts were already projecting his future tournament wins. But if you looked closely at Charlie's face during those post-round interviews, you could see something that no one was talking about: exhaustion. Not physical exhaustion from playing golf, but emotional exhaustion from carrying everyone else's dreams. That night, in their hotel room, Charlie did something that shocked Tiger to his core. He broke down crying and said the words that would change everything, Dad. I don't think I want to be you. Think about that for a moment. Imagine being 15 years old and feeling like your entire identity is predetermined. Charlie wasn't just playing golf. He was performing the role of Tiger Woods' son every single day. Every practice session was filmed. Every junior tournament was dissected by commentators who compared his performance to his father's at the same age. The kid couldn't even have a bad day on the course without it becoming a debate about his future potential. But here's what makes this story really incredible. Tiger's response wasn't what you might expect. Most parents, especially competitive athletes, might have pushed harder. They might have said, "Champions don't quit or you'll regret this decision later." But Tiger Woods, the man who had been defined by his relentless pursuit of perfection, did something remarkable. He listened. Tiger told Charlie about his own childhood, about the weight of his father Earl's expectations, about the times he had wanted to quit but felt like he couldn't. He talked about the loneliness of being a prodigy, about how success in golf had cost him relationships, peace of mind, and sometimes even joy in the game itself. For the first time, Tiger wasn't speaking to Charlie as a golf coach or even as Tiger Woods the legend. He was speaking as a father who understood what it felt like to carry the world's expectations. The conversation lasted until 3 in the morning. By sunrise, both father and son had tears in their eyes. But they also had clarity. Charlie's decision to step away from competitive golf wasn't about giving up or lacking talent. It was about choosing mental health over public expectations. It was about deciding that his worth as a person wasn't tied to his ability to duplicate his father's success. Most importantly, it was about Tiger Woods proving that he was a better father than he was a golfer, and that's saying something. But the story doesn't end there. What Charlie did next surprised everyone, including Tiger, instead of completely. Abandoning golf, Charlie made a different choice. He decided to redefine his relationship with the sport entirely. Stop playing competitive junior tournaments. He turned down opportunities to train with world-renowned coaches. He even declined invitations to play in prestigious amateur events that could have fast-tracked his professional career. Instead, Charlie started teaching golf to kids in underserved communities. He began volunteering at local courses, helping children who couldn't afford lessons learn the basics of the game. He discovered that his real passion wasn't competing in golf. It was sharing the joy of golf with others who might never otherwise have the opportunity to play. Tiger was initially confused by this decision. Here was his son, with all the talent in the world, choosing to give free lessons to kids who might never become professional golfers. But then Tiger started watching Charlie during these volunteer sessions, and he saw something he had never seen before. Pure, unfiltered happiness. Charlie wasn't performing for cameras or trying to live up to anyone's expectations. He was just being himself, sharing something he loved with kids who were grateful for the opportunity. The pressure was gone. The comparisons stopped. For the first time in years, Charlie Woods was just a teenager who happened to be really good at golf. Not Tiger Woods' son, who'd better be the next golf super digi. The transformation was remarkable. Charlie's relationship with golf became healthier. He still played, but now it was on his terms. He'd show up at the driving range when he felt like it, not because it was scheduled. He'd play rounds with friends for fun, not because every shot was being analyzed for his future potential. And Tiger learned something profound about fatherhood. He realized that his greatest victory wasn't any of his 15 major championships. It was raising a son who had the courage to choose his own path. Even when that path disappointed millions of golf fans around the world, the media initially criticized Tiger for letting Charlie quit competitive golf. Sports commentators debated whether Tiger was being too soft, whether he was wasting Charlie's natural talent. Some even suggested that Tiger's own struggles with pressure and mental health made him overly cautious with his son. But Tiger didn't care about the criticism. For the first time in his career, public opinion didn't matter to him. What mattered was his son's well-being and happiness. The real twist in this story came 6 months later. Charlie's work with underprivileged kids caught the attention of several major golf organizations. They were so impressed with his natural teaching ability and his passion for making golf accessible to everyone that they offered him opportunities to develop youth programs at the highest levels of the sport. Suddenly, Charlie wasn't stepping away from golf. He was pioneering a completely different way to be involved in the sport. He was becoming a leader in golf accessibility, using his platform and his famous last name to open doors for kids who looked nothing like the typical country club golfer. Tiger watched his son's new path with amazement. Charlie was accomplishing something Tiger had never been able to do. He was changing golf culture, making it more inclusive and welcoming. While Tiger had dominated the sport through individual excellence, Charlie was transforming it through community impact. The father-son relationship also evolved in beautiful ways. They still played golf together, but now their conversations on the course were different. Instead of focusing on technique or competition strategy, they talked about the kids Charlie was teaching, about new ways to make golf more accessible, about the joy of watching someone make their first good shot. Tiger began joining Charlie in some of his volunteer work. Seeing Tiger Woods show up to give free lessons to kids in inner-city golf programs sent shockwaves through the sport. Here was one of the greatest athletes of all time. Following his teenage son's lead in community service, the impact was incredible. Golf courses that had never seen diversity started hosting youth programs. Equipment manufacturers began donating clubs and gear to Charlie's initiatives. Even the PGA Tour started featuring stories about accessibility and community outreach. Largely inspired by what Charlie Woods was doing at the grassroots level,